Hello, this is a review for Candied Citrus Pumpkin. This is by Better Homes and Gardens, and you can find this at Walmart. It's 2.5 ounces of wax cubes in this little package here. I've only melted one, and I feel like I have a really good grasp on the scent already based on just this one cube. So let me go ahead and read to you the description that you can find online on Walmart's website. It says, candied pumpkin fruit swirled, candied pumpkin fruit swirled with cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg, splashed with sweet orange and a touch of butter caramel with sweet pastry undertones. And that sounds absolutely amazing to me. But I did just notice when I was looking at it here that there is nothing about pumpkin in the description. It's only in the title and the name of this fragrance. Isn't that interesting? And it kind of explains a little bit of my initial confusion upon smelling this. Not really confusion, that's kind of a strong word, but for instance, when I started melting this, I got a really strong hint of what registered in my brain as cinnamon. And yet that seemed a little too simplistic for what I was smelling, but it was coming through strong. So it was really helpful to read this description in the sense that it says it's cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg, like those traditional pumpkin pie spices. And perhaps that's why they throw in the word pumpkin, because these are typically spices you would throw into a pumpkin pie perhaps. Although then you might as well throw in allspice or something too. Anyway, moving forward, the spicy note that I smell, and boy do you smell it with this, but I like it, is the cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. I definitely smell those, but especially the cinnamon. And then it says splashed with sweet orange. I was really trying to pick up on the orange, and I think those might be the candied citrus there on top, might be just like a little bit of candied orange on top of maybe like a pumpkin muffin or cupcake there. The citrus is not strong to me. This splashed with sweet orange, which makes sense why they would say splashed. It's not a dominant feature here. Now the touch of butter caramel is really nice sounding. And again, I don't smell a ton of that, but maybe a little undertone of that, and it's great. And then with sweet pastry undertones. I really want to smell more of the pastry, and I thought that as I let this wax cube continue to burn, you know, sometimes if you let things, when your wax or candles, as they're burning out, you can kind of get to the point where you're past the initial tones that you sense, and then later you pick up on something else as maybe one burns off or whatever. However, that technically works. I'm not completely clear on, but yeah, I have observed that I can notice the different fragrances upon burning things at different times if you let it continue to play out. Especially you can notice that, like if you ever had like a melter and you're at the end of a candle, like I've been known lately to put the end of my candle wax on a warmer to go ahead and get the rest of the scent fragrance out. I accidentally left one on for longer than I thought one time, and I came back and I smelled it, and I thought, am I still smelling that candle after all these hours? And I picked it up and sniffed it and noticed that some of the initial fragrance had worn off, and I was smelling something else, like a different note at that point in time. It was kind of interesting how that works. So the different notes can sometimes really be in there. So anyway, I do not get a lot of the pastry undertones. I get a lot of candied, kind of spicy, yummy pumpkin pie spicy scents. Not particularly pumpkin, and not overly a lot of citrus either. And yet I really do like this. I kind of wish I smelled a little more of the butter caramel and a little more of the pastry, but I can get that if I try to smell that. And so this makes a nice scent. I would say that when I've been burning these tarts and melting them, that sometimes they're just okay to me. But sometimes I like them a little bit more than that. And sometimes I like them a lot. And this is kind of in between the liking a little more and liking it a lot. It's just, it kind of is a nice scent to have in the background. It would be a nice scent to have going in your kitchen, or having around during maybe like Halloween, fall, Thanksgiving, or really any time of the year. Obviously, it's still summertime where I am, and thus the warmer that I chose to put this in, which surprised me after I was already starting to melt it. This is very flowery and summery, so that's kind of funny to me. But I thought, come fall, I will not be wanting to use this melter because it's so summery to me. But that's okay. You know, who says you have to melt certain things at different times? So I would recommend this to anybody. If you are partial at all to pumpkin pie spices, those kind of little, you know, spice rack spices, you will probably like this. It's not overly sugary. It's more spicy and good. And I don't know how reflective it is of this. It's like maybe this picture is a sufficient photo for what I'm smelling. If you could somehow throw or draw out the spices in particular, those really stand out. So it's fun. I'm glad I tried it, and I'll probably go ahead and finish up melting all of these, and I might buy this again. So that might be good news if you were thinking about trying it. Give it a shot. If you don't like cinnamon and spices, maybe, you know, steer clear of this. But as always, it's not a huge investment, too much anyway, to spend $2 on this little pack of wax. It's a really nice little way to try a new fragrance. I probably won't try this in the candle. I just didn't have the best of luck with the candles. I have a lot better luck with the melts. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've got lots more to share, from the everything from these wax cubes to large jar candles and small jar candles. I'm loving wax and candles a lot lately. It's just a joy to burn. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks again for watching. Bye.